Welcome to Bare Lifestyle, the podcast where we are stripping away insecurities and judgments to reach in for the essence of who we are bare. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. I'm Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own. I am so excited to invite as a co-host someone whom I'm not only fell in love with and admire, but also I'm inspired and fascinated by him, his stories, and the way he sees the world. My significant other, Tim. Welcome, babe.
Thank you, Simona. I'm excited and a little nervous to be invited into the Bare Space. I'm so inspired by you, the first person I've ever dated whose biography I can read. You've become my lover and my muse, and I'm looking forward to exploring what we have together. So a little bit about me. I'm an explorer of life, a yoga teacher and musician with a side gig saving the world. That's me.
Wonderful. In this season, we want to talk about taboo topics through the lens of two people dating, redefining romance while living on opposite sides of the world.
We decided to do so as we go, so we can capture the raw moments in the present and share them with you.
Please join the conversation by leaving your comments, insights, and questions in the comment box or DM us on Instagram at Bare Lifestyle Show. Thanks for listening.
You look at and I look there. All right, here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Jubilee.
It's still hot.
So I put cold water in it, like ice cold water.
All right. See, I already look at the camera. So camera's there. Hi.
Oh yeah.
What are we celebrating?
We're celebrating, I don't know, Surabaya in all its glory.
Freaking Surabaya.
Yeah.
Well, still have more to offer than you make me believe.
Okay, what does Surabaya have to offer for those who've not been here and those who are thinking about a new destination for the next holiday?
Well, I'm telling you what, just being in this glamorous building and then you step out and it's like you step into a different world.
Yeah.
Those little alleys.
Have you actually explored any of these little alleys?
I make some cute little videos.
Oh.
And it's just like
Are you gonna put them on
you step into a different dimension.
You're gonna put them on the
Social media. I will.
Yeah, cool. All right. Maybe we'll do one together and we can take the selfie stick out and go around the little streets.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Let's do that tonight.
We do that tonight.
Good. Right, we'll show people around our neighborhood.
So this year in a couple of days.
Yeah.
From your home.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome everyone. This is Tim's house, living room. As I promised last week, you leave me alone here.
Yeah.
So where do we go?
Well, I guess the news is that you're heading back in a week's time.
Yeah.
Back to LA. Which was kind of the plan, I guess.
Yeah. Was it?
I don't know. Did you see yourself spending the next 6 months here?
I don't know about that, but I did look at having a extended visa. You know, I'm like, we'll see.
Well, you can do 2 months and then you have to go out of the country and then come back in again. That's right. Yeah.
But besides that, the intention was to just like really be with you and really feel into if this is it. It sounds very dramatic.
Well, that does sound dramatic. So I guess by inference, it isn't it.
Well, it is and it's not. No?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel like I think we may have spoken about on the podcast before that why do you have to spend time with someone with reference to the future
when you can just spend time with someone in the present.
Yeah.
I think it maybe puts a lot of pressure on a relationship when the reason you're spending time in the present is to decide upon or even plan for what may or may not come in the future.
That's very well said.
Yeah, well, thanks. But I think that what we have tried to do is just that. It's just spend time with each other because it's lovely in the present to do it.
And that's why I say it is, because
Yeah.
And it's not. I say it's not because of the circumstances, as much as I hate that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't want to be here geographically.
No.
Nor do you.
Neither do I.
And then I don't know. I justify it to myself as maybe the timing is not right. But when I say timing, same location, which is stupid.
Closely related, right?
Kind of the same thing, and it's so much extent.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like bittersweet.
Yeah. We also talked about this yesterday about how sometimes, I wouldn't say that we're ending a relationship, but the best time to end a relationship is like when it's really good.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I learned that with parties, like I leave a party when I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
No, but I'm all tired, my feet hurt, and I'm
honey,
drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I'm feeling good. I'm going home to have the after party.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
it's like, come have a great time, and then everyone goes, "Oh, where did she go?" Yeah.
So I think the thing that doesn't sit well with me is what I learned so far. Because the intention was clear. I want to be with you for a few weeks. It's been 2. It's going to be another one.
Yeah.
And to see how we do life together, whatever. And then what I learned is like you come to a conclusion: is it a yes or is it a no? And no just doesn't feel right. I mean, I know it's not a yes, but no doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I don't know, yesterday or this morning, it's like I want to live my life.
And that we can be in each other's lives without having to like commit to a monogamous long-term long-distance relationship
And define it and label it.
Right.
So just go live life.
Yeah, just live life. We're in each other's orbits, and sometimes our orbit is like close together, and it's elliptical. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we come together.
Your metaphors are on point today. Since first thing in the morning. What was another one that you did over breakfast?
About how moving and how you have a great set of lungs and like your Ferrari's engine, but if you're not using your sinuses well, and you're not breathing well in through your nose and out, you're basically driving the Ferrari in first gear everywhere. You're just kind of like choking it down. You're not letting it kind of express itself.
I love that. Same in relationships though.
Yeah.
Because he's like forcing it.
You want to extend the metaphor?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah, because when I like something and I get it,
yeah,
and it moves me, the first thing is like, how can I apply that in other areas? Like I have in my business this concept of copy paste. You feel it, you get it, copy it, paste it in another area. Yeah, that's how I extend skills. So that's how I extend it to the relationships.
Yeah.
We still get to drive a Ferrari, but we can't force it.
Yeah.
Because you can't collapse the whole world to actually be together.
That's true.
And I learned that I cannot be into a long distance relationship.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say is that I would love to see you thriving and being beautifully happy with on your own or with someone else. You know, I want I want that much for you. I think
I believe
that I want that. Yeah. I want to see
people
you
have
thrive.
said that before to me, but I didn't believe it.
Oh no, it's totally true.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just
I-
statements of fact.
No, I feel the same. And I think that's why I believe it, because I feel that now. I
Yeah.
never wanted for my ex-partners to be happy. I want them to be miserable.
I believe that. I can.
Miserable.
Yeah.
And I was angry when they're happy.
Right.
But I'm not that person anymore.
No.
I want
It's
you to be
the
happy.
unconditional positive regard.
I guess I grow up. That
Yeah.
says a lot about me, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna stay.
Mm,
Where am I looking?
that
The
way.
camera.
It's a light. Look at the light.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
The light in your eyes.
So whilst next weekend marks a transition, it's not
Position.
a transition to you going back to LA, me staying here and going to Australia eventually.
Well, what I love about it, it's a little bit I want to say epic, because we're gonna be to Bali. And it's
Unforgettable.
unforgettable.
Yeah,
But it's like everything started, so it's just
circular. It's the
It's-
orbit coming around again.
mhm. So next week we're gonna be tuning in from Bali.
Yeah.
To the place where we never stay together, but we always stay separately. So we finally get to stay together.
Yeah, in the same place.
You're gonna have the girls crying.
I know. And we'll go and dance and have some great food and
Amazing sex.
amazing sex.
Yes.
And
do that.
and then cry at the airport.
And go with the flow.
Yeah.
So what do we learn? Because I know this is very like self-centered, like just talking about us, but there are other people, they are probably
Yeah.
how do I end this? And I think that's what it is. I don't end anything.
No, it doesn't need to be an ending.
It's just continuous to a different
It's a different
Space.
a different state of matter.
Yeah.
I feel transformed for it too. I mean, I feel like I've really, what's 4 months? I feel like something's grown from knowing you. I feel like I've grown from knowing you.
Yeah.
And maybe not in ways that I can actually put into language right now, although there are some which are like tangible, like because I'm also studying to be a coach, like meeting a really amazing coach has been like an incredible experience, and just seeing how hard you work and how you work, and that has been amazing. And sometimes you've unwittingly given me a coaching session while we've been talking, which has been nice, and I've grown from that. And you've seen me like through my first forays into coaching with real clients.
That's always an honor to witness.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You'll see that very soon.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I know what she meant now.
Right. And so that's been lovely. I've really enjoyed being your yoga teacher.
I'll be forever grateful. Oh my God, I can't believe that I've been floating with the yoga practice for over a decade.
Yeah.
And I'm finally actually enjoying it. Thanks to you.
Oh. But then emotionally, it's been a really lovely journey as well. So learn to be in this kind of space of presence and in the now, rather than thinking about the past or the future.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of quite a new experience as well.
Oh, I'm happy for you.
In a way. Yeah.
I think that's important for people to grab.
Yeah, because we only have
something for this conversation.
Yeah.
I've been playing with that concept, like just for the past 3 years. We talk about the dating, like how can I honor myself where I'm at with who I am, what I'm doing just in this moment.
Yeah.
But it's been a different stretch being with you, and distance and the time zone difference.
It's been hard.
Because it also brings into the equation the commitment. And I think that's where people like most. And then they are blaming on time zone difference, or like all of that are workable.
It was
if you committed.
Yeah, it was tough, but we made it work. And sometimes I didn't feel like talking to you at 10 at night.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, shit, I just want to go to bed. But knowing that you were getting up and you'd made the time for me, I was like, I'm going to make the time.
Yeah, and
we'll have this conversation, and it was good. And there were a couple of times where we were like, neither of us are feeling it.
Right.
Good night or good day. Or
whatever. Yeah, because it's tiring.
Yeah.
And it adds up really fast. And it's been like, we basically talked pretty much, I don't know if it's been a handful of days that we didn't talk.
Barely any. If you were to travel,
twice.
Yeah, most days we talked twice, up to an hour each time. So we were spending 2 hours, let's say, maybe at least an hour a day, face to face, having a conversation. Like, it's pretty rare that you do that in a relationship where you're physically present.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
You could tell. There is this, I don't know if it's just a myth of like 7 years relationship when you hit
the 7-year itch, we call it.
Yes.
In the UK.
So this is where we are.
Maybe
because we've been living 7 years.
That's what it feels like.
In this month, right?
I know.
So it's like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, I don't know. I mean, a lot will be settled afterwards, and until next week for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. It's something.
Well, something that I'll take forward into future relationships is taking time to sit down and talk to each other, and not just assume that because you happen to be in the same physical space that you are having a relationship.
Yeah.
Or that you're really learning about each other. I mean, the fact that we sat Zoom to Zoom, looking at each other and having a conversation about whatever happened to come up, was really enhanced the presence, right? And I wouldn't necessarily advocate podcast listeners sitting in separate rooms over Zoom and having conversations, but maybe I would actually. Or sitting over a table from each other and saying we're going to actually talk to each other face to face, looking into each other's eyes, and really having a conversation.
I actually recommend a couple of clients of mine that they have struggles in their relationship to do a Zoom call while in the same house.
Yeah, that's probably a really good
because it's creating a safety buffer.
Yeah.
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 So do whatever feels right. But the point being, talk with each other.
Yeah, talk and really talk and listen.
And don't just agree with everything that has been told. Like just
previous relationships may have been saved by doing exactly that, actually.
Just agreeing for the sake of keeping things smooth and nice.
Right, smoothing rather than
hated that.
Yeah. So I think if we'd taken that time to speak and listen, I think it may have been a better outcome.
I will take that with me, that you're like open to even disagreement of different point of view.
Yeah, we've had some good disagreements.
Yeah. It's so much to learn from it. So that's that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And at the same time, like, I get teary and all that, but I'm happy with you, with us. And still enjoying every single moment.
Yeah.
Well, dying people.
Oh, well,
that I don't.
You don't like. We know you don't like Scottish folk songs.
From
but
5 years ago.
I'll try and find some happy ones.
So what would you suggest from your own experience? Let's talk about like this moment. This is the moment that from outside in It's like I'm imagining. I mean, we don't have 3 million listeners, but in time,
Not yet.
in time,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
I'm imagining like people's like, are they gonna be together? Are they breaking up? You know, people betting.
Yeah. There's bookies everywhere hanging on the, you know,
People become
millions of lost maids.
millionaires. Others are losing their houses.
But this is like the Eurovision song.
So there you go. So what would you say
What?
to those that are like going through the same thing? Like, hey, I'm just gonna go to the city or across the world,
Mm.
people like us, and find out how things are. And what would be the, I don't know, would be there any steps or recipe or secrets to how to say no or how to walk away? Because that's the one that I want to talk about.
Well,
Because
yeah.
if it's good, it's great. It's good, it's great. But
Yeah.
it's like, let's talk about the hard stuff.
Stuff is walking away.
Yeah.
Hard stuff is walking away from something that is already good. But you're doing it for the right reasons.
Okay, let's clarify something.
Yeah.
I am the only one walking away.
No, I think we're both walking away.
Well, that's important to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm flying out, but that doesn't mean that I'm walking away.
No. But I mean, it's totally mutual.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to have it on record.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything or firebacks or something.
No. But in the same way that if I'd come to LA,
Mm.
I would have flown out 2 weeks later.
Yeah. So
And that would,
that's what I'm looking for. Like I if somebody walked to me and say, how did you do it? What would you say?
how did you walk away?
Mhm. From something that you claimed that was great and amazing, which is true.
Well, I don't see it as, I don't look at it as being, in the same way that I don't look at being present as being forever. I don't look at being apart as being forever. I mean, it's just what it is. It's you're going to LA, living your life there. I'm going to eventually to Australia, living my life there. There'll be an element of our presence now which stays with us, because we've embodied whatever our connection is, and we've had that. I hope we'll stay in touch, and I think that would be lovely, because I'd love to see how you're doing, and I'd love to come to see you in LA one day, and whatever state you're in terms of if you're with someone else or whatever, unless they think it's not good.
Well,
but I'll come.
If they're bothered, they're not to be with me
and
at this point.
Yeah, and
that says a lot too.
If we see each other in LA, I'm not expecting a physical relationship to be revived. It's just hanging out and seeing your scene in LA. If it is, then that's nice, and if it's not, that's nice too. But
I think that's the beauty of being an adult. You literally get to do it.
Yeah.
And it's just so much better when you meet a person that thinks the same.
Yeah.
And it's just, there is no judgment. Labeling.
Yeah.
So it's not walking away. It's just, it's where the relationship is involved.
Yeah. And of course it's sad. Because we spent some beautiful moments together. And but it also doesn't need to be like grieving sad. It gets to be, well, it can be whatever sad you want it to be, but for me it's,
but it doesn't feel like a breaking up.
No.
I think that's what I tried to say to you something this morning, and I still cannot say it, but maybe by next week. Right now. But it's around us, like it's not breaking up. It's a different type of sadness.
Yeah.
kind of like a celebratory one.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Well, it's in the same way if someone you're close to's ever died, like you've lost somebody, and you have the choice to make it all about being really sad that they're not around anymore, or you can choose to celebrate their life and make it about, well, wasn't it a privilege to have shared space and time with that person in the first place? You know, great that that person was around. And
I understand that.
yeah,
I never experienced that.
I've experienced that a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
even with someone who was really young, who I told you about the other day, someone who died before their 21st birthday, and you know, they lived an amazing life, and I felt like it was amazing that I'd known him at all.
Right.
That he died young was very tragic, and you know, we had his parents had this huge funeral, but tried to make it as much as possible into a celebration of his life rather than a very sad event. Of course, people were crying. There was lots of tears and but lots of joy as well. In fact, they had this big fireworks display in a field by their house, and they put some of his ashes in this huge firework, like you know that like these massive ones they set off like Sydney fireworks
Wow.
on the New Year. Yeah, and that was the last big one that went up. Ooh, it was huge. You know, everyone cheered. You know, and there's ashes going all over North Wales. Yeah.
Look at my hair standing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And now when I think of him, I think of yeah, what a great guy he was, and sad that he's not around, but happy that I knew him at all. Yeah. Happy that I've known you at all.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we could have actually never met.
I
There
know.
were so many ways that we nearly met that didn't.
Right.
And then finally we'd met. And I would rather that than never met you. Like just passed you in the street and not knowing who you were.
Right.
And Ubud.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know I think we said it at some point, we talk about, I was for the first time articulating the idea of it's not what you want, what I want. And sometimes you just look at the relationship as its own entity and what this relationship needs. And I want to ensure that I'm not using it as an excuse or an explanation, but it's like what the ship needs. And well, the first thing is for both of us to be happy, for both of us to live life with no compromises and no restrictions.
Yeah.
Because it has been some restrictions, not compromises that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But restrictions, plenty. And yeah, and this we get to redefine this relationship.
So there we are.
Actually curious where this is going.
Yeah.
And as I share with you, and happy to share with everyone, like I am in no relationship with any of my exes. Zero relationship with my exes. This would be the first. And that says a lot. Not only about my own evolution, but a lot about you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm honored. Truly.
I'm getting out of tea.
Should we leave it like that?
Yeah. And we come back next week.
Yeah.
Am I looking up there?
Yeah, looking at the lights.
Okay. We come back next week.
Yeah.
From Bali.
Yeah. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. You?
You nervous?
No, I'm not nervous.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay. We live it here.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. I'm so curious. I try not to be very curious though,
How do you mean?
because I want to stay in the present.
Yeah.
But when I say next week, probably is what's like a lot come up just in the last day,
Yeah.
you know? I think that's why I couldn't sleep last night.
Yeah, maybe
It's
there
like
was
too much.
well, I feel like we had a little bit of a, like in some ways, a bit of a breakthrough in the last few days.
Right?
Because I mean, Thailand was just Thailand. I was busy doing, training and like.
Yeah,
It
but
was
that
slightly different.
was such a great setting
Yeah,
to reunite,
yeah.
to have the space you work
And I had a day off as well, which is nice. We had a weekend. It was
Right.
really nice. And plenty of
that was the perfect setting. I really appreciate that setting
Yeah.
to come back together.
Yeah. And then last week was kind of,
What's the breakthroughs that you're
Well,
referring to?
well, last week was kind of strange because I've been so used to living here on my own, and then you were here, and then I was adjusting to the idea that there was someone else here, and it was kind of, it was lovely, but it was also a bit strange. And so that was, worried it wouldn't be like boring or whatever. And you did very well because you went out and discovered things I didn't even know existed on my doorstep. And I was pretty impressed by that. But then, yeah, I think the breakthrough came when we were having this conversation about, what's, the sort of, I guess, the what's next conversation. And that, I think, was a bit of a breakthrough. Yeah.
What was for you?
Yeah.
What specifically was the breakthrough for you? If you could.
I think the breakthrough was the idea that we weren't here to plan the next 20 years together. That we were here, we really were just here to be present and just enjoy that.
And see, that for me, it's super new.
It's pretty new for me.
Because I have this idea around excitement, like I should be excited, and that's kind of like very important. Like, am I excited? Like I am and I'm not, and what that means. But it's still a label.
Yeah.
Until you say the word present, like this is it.
It's like you told me,
like you let go, totally let go of expectations.
Right, but this is also what resonated with me when you talked about what you've said to some of your clients about this. You've just paid me some money, and what if this was the first and last conversation we have?
The only conversation.
The only conversation, because this is it.
This is it.
Yeah. Then
do you think you get my concept with copy paste very well?
Yeah.
You already applied it.
Yeah. Then what? Yeah. If this is, what if this was the only week we ever spent together?
Yeah.
Then what does it mean? That in a sense it is, because the only moment we have is the present.
Yeah.
And how does it change how you live your life, or how you have a relationship with somebody? Well, quite a lot, as it turns out. When you don't go, she's always going to be here. There she is. Hello, how was your day? Yeah, good, boring. I'm off to bed, or whatever. It's like, it's different when it's like
you live in it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this maybe the first, it's something that I've wanted to experience, and I sort of have tried that out, but it's never really resonated with the person that I've been with at the time. It always feels like, to them, I think maybe that I'm being not callous, but non-committal. I guess.
Yeah.
Or mercenary. That hasn't been my intention at all. My intention is to make sure we're really living right now, rather than making making plans for the future with someone that you might not even like in the present. Or you might not be suited to, or deep down you're going, oh, I'm not sure we're going to be around in that, in 6 months' time when we plan this holiday or whatever.
Yeah, but that's what we learn also, through monogamy, through I mean, I know there's a lot of pressure, especially on women. Like you can be with multiple guys, like guys could do it, women cannot. They're big shot, but they're just whores. And you see it everywhere.
Like,
you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like even in a dating space, like friends or whatever, like when you're ready. And I told you, like, yeah, I'm ready for a committed relationship. Am I ready just for one relationship? Well, that has a huge question mark. At this point, it might feel limited.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you just nail it the other day. You say presence. I'm like, this is it. What feels good now? And it's taking the rest of it as well.
Yeah. Nice.
Making space. Okay. Recording.
Should we get some sunshine?
Yeah.
Should I end this?
Yes. Thank you for tuning in today. Please follow, rate, and review your favorite episode and share it with your friends.
We'd love to hear from you, what inspired you, what triggered you, and what interested you. We can't wait to have you back.
Till then, be bare, beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.